Canelo Alvarez fans and people that were dead ass wrong and on the wrong side of this situation between him and Premier Boxing Champions coming up with an excuse. I saw it on Twitter, see it on the YouTube streets, and it's that the PBC dropped the ball by not including David Benavidez on the contract in the first place. Because again, we shot a video on this earlier, and I can't wait to see this Devin Haney-Ryan Garcia press conference. I'm gonna watch that, and we'll have some content on that later today too. So just make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video, drop super chats and super thanks when you come by live streams. Join the channel and be a member, man. We on fire with those predictions right now. And if you want to debate, knockoutboxing86@yahoo.com is my email address. But anyway, back to the video. So, if you don't know by now, maybe you've been under a rock or something, but Canelo Alvarez and Premier Boxing Champions parted ways, stemming from Canelo Alvarez and PBC not agreeing to terms for this Jermall Charlo fight. Canelo Alvarez wanted to get his guarantee for Jermall Charlo and still pick his next opponent on the PBC deal. And Premier Boxing Champions only wanted to guarantee his purse for Jermall Charlo if he agreed to fight David Benavidez on the last fight of his deal. People are criticizing Premier Boxing Champions and still trying to deflect for Canelo Alvarez and saying that Premier Boxing Champions should have put David Benavidez on the contract for Canelo Alvarez when he first signed the deal. That is some of the stupidest, most nonsensical thing I've ever heard. Because if any promoter, with Canelo Alvarez being the diva that he is, and make no mistake about it, fight fans, you pundits out there, y'all did this. Y'all made this monster when you started saying that Canelo Alvarez has earned the right to do whatever he wants. Hey, Canelo got a mandatory. We don't care. It's Canelo Alvarez. He's above mandatories. He does what he wants. Hey, man, we really want Canelo to fight this guy. Canelo will fight him if he wants him to. If he wants to fight him, he'll fight him. He's Canelo Alvarez. He can do whatever he wants. How about those guys that you're asking him to fight? Why don't they just fight each other? Canelo Alvarez can't fight everybody. They could just fight each other. Y'all started this shit. And now as a result, you're dealing with a young man that wants super high guarantees, wants to pick whatever opponent that he wants to fight regardless of weight class, wants Hennessy sponsorship on the ring, while charging these crazy ass amounts for him to fight. He wants to make it free in the entire country of Mexico for them, while charging every other country to fight, while also not giving Mexican fighters an opportunity to fight him, unless he's using a Mexican fighter to duck a Mexican American fight. Y'all did this shit. And yes, I'm driving, so I ain't looking at the camera, but I'm pointing at your ass. Y'all did this shit. Y'all did it. And so now, people are saying that it's Premier Boxing Champions' fault. I said all that about him being spoiled and how y'all created this monster to say this. You are an idiot if you're using that talking point and if that's what you think. Because anyone with the brain can tell by Canelo Alvarez's actions that had Premier Boxing Champions put David Benavidez on the contract, Canelo Alvarez ain't signing that bitch. He wouldn't have signed. He don't want to fight that man. Similar to if Canelo Alvarez right now, they're rumored that he's negotiating with Edgar Berlanga, with the zone to fight Edgar Berlanga, and then he's trying to fight Jaime Munguia. Now, Jaime Munguia's promoter directly said that shit ain't true. That he ain't who gonna pay his guarantee. He ain't fighting Jaime Munguia on May 4th. But now they're saying he wants Berlanga May 4th and Jaime Munguia in September. If the zone says, nah, we ain't really feeling the Berlanga fight, we ain't feeling the Munguia fight, we think that the Dimitri Bivol rematch is a bigger fight. Canelo ain't signing with their ass. He ain't signing with them, bro. Canelo is so spoiled. He's such a diva. He's running around boxing as a quote-unquote undisputed champion, and he wants to pick who he fights. He don't care if it's a mandatory. He don't care if he said he'll never fight a Mexican. He doesn't care. He don't care if Berlanga is absolute trash. He want to pick whoever he fight, and he want the same money to fight him. He want the same money to fight Berlanga that he would get to fight a Benavidez, and vice versa. Let the zone try to put Dimitri Bivol on his contract and see what happens. If he try to go to Top Rank, and Bob Arum and them try to put Artur Beterbiev on his contract, watch what happens. Watch what happens. So this idea that some of you guys are trying to come up with is to find some sort of way to blame Premier Boxing Champions for Canelo being a whole wuss puss, for lack of a better term. Y'all, it's sickening, bro. It's sickening. They did right. We're going to sign to a 3-fight deal. We can talk about opponents. We can talk about, you know, this option and that option. Let's work together on this. We give you Jamel, you know what I mean? Now let's talk about something. Oh, you want Jamal? We can give you Jamal, bro. We don't really think Jamal is a good fight. We don't think it's going to sell. But we need you to guarantee us that the next fight going to be Benavidez. And he said, hell nah. He's walking away from the deal now because they're trying. Like, this is how slow some of y'all are, bro. He's walking away from the deal now because they're trying to get Benavidez on the deal for him to fight Benavidez. But you think that if they would have put Benavidez on the deal up front, then he would have took it then? What changes? What changes? They want to offer you a 3-fight deal, Benavidez, up front. Oh, nah, I'm good. Hey, want to offer you a 3-fight deal, and then Benavidez on the back end. Shit, nah, I'm good. He just don't want to fight that man. And it's crazy that people are literally blaming the promotional company because Canelo doesn't want to fight someone that he should be fighting. What part of you as a fight fan looks at this fighter behaving like a whole hoe out here and says, look, bro, like, you're supposed to want to fight him. People think he can beat your ass. He is your mandatory. He's the WBC interim champion. The entire population of boxing fans that ain't got their heads shoved up your ass is asking for this fight. You should want to fight him to prove you still the best. Nah. You don't want Canelo. You don't want Canelo to do that though, because you care more about what's best for him than what's best for boxing. You can't make sense of this shit. So, Premier Boxing Champions played it smart. Let's get him over here. Let's roll out the red carpet for him. We're going to keep trying to make the Benavidez fight. Oh, you don't want to make the Benavidez fight? Let's just cut our losses, man. You know, we'll come back around to it. We'll come back around to it. Go ahead and go do your thing, and you know what I mean? We'll try to come back to it at a later date. They're playing it smart. Making it amicable. Not trying to sue him. Not trying to hold him into his contract. Hoping that they can make the fight in the future. It's the right thing to do. Because Canelo right now, he's allowed to do things like this. People are going to make excuses for him fighting Edgar Berlanga. And people talk about breach of contract, right? I'm not a lawyer. But I do want to say this. If PBC breached his contract, Canelo could sue them. The fact that he's just taking his ball and going home lets you know his lawyers probably believe that he don't have a leg to stand on. Just think about that for a second. Just think about it. I understand that logic ain't common for some of y'all. I get it. But we use our brain over here. And if Canelo Alvarez was in a position to where Premier Boxing Champions breached his contract, lied to him about the money they had available, did something on their part, he could sue them to either get his money or enforce them to fight. Like, nah, this is my contract. This was in my contract. Y'all got to put this fight on, or I'm suing y'all ass. Nah, he's just taking his ball and going home. So go do that shit somewhere else, bro. That shit's not gonna work over here with me. Maybe you might get somebody else with that, but you're gonna have a hard time explaining to me why, if PBC breached his contract, Canelo ain't suing their ass. You're gonna have a hard time explaining to me, on top of that, if they breached his contract, how come he ain't suing their ass, and how come David Benavidez is about to fight his fighter? He's in camp to fight a fighter in Gothic that's promoted by Canelo Alvarez right now. This ain't got nothing to do with Premier Boxing Champions, bro. Canelo Alvarez is a hoe. That's really all that needs to be said about it. So this idea that some of you have, and that's why I wanted to make this video, just to put some logic in the airways, because a lot of people just be saying stupid shit and be typing and making stupid ass videos. If the PBC would have put David Benavidez on the contract up front, Canelo would have did the same thing. He just would have never signed the deal. Just like they're trying to get him to fight David Benavidez right now, and he's fucking walking away because he don't want to fight David Benavidez. What are we talking about, bro? If DAZN, you can take Dimitri Bivol out of there. If DAZN tries to fight, if Canelo goes and signs to DAZN, and DAZN tries to make him fight anybody he don't want to fight, you can name them. If they put Diego Pacheco on the contract and he don't want to fight him, or they put Dimitri Bivol on the contract and he don't want to fight him, or they put Jao Opetaia on the contract where Canelo gonna have to really fight him at cruiserweight, and they insist on Jao Opetaia and he don't want to fight him, Canelo ain't signing with them. So this idea that the PBC could have just, let's just put the guy that Canelo don't want to fight on the contract up front, then he'll sign it. No, bro, if he don't want to fight, he just don't want to fight. That's him. That ain't got nothing to do with a promotional company. And y'all did this shit. I'll end it with that. Y'all did this. You coddled them, you spoiled them, you made excuses for them, and y'all drive this narrative in boxing where you can get so big that you can do whatever you want. You can get so big to where it don't matter who you fight. You ain't got to be the best. You ain't got to prove you the best over and over again. You just good. You the man, no matter what. And everybody else got to bow down. Don't work that way, bro. You should still require fighters, no matter how big they are, to fight the best. Straight up. If they not fighting good fights that you want to see, that you were calling for, then you should be cooking. That's it. That's all. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Comment below, smash the like, sub to the channel. I'll see y'all soon. Peace out.